And here is a My Froggy Stuff mashup. It's that time again. Time to make our dolls some costumes. We've put together a few crafts so your dolls can look fabulous this holiday season. From Gudetama to Mabel Pines, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. From the Disney Channel animated series, I am going to make a costume for a doll inspired by Gravity Falls, using socks, fabric, elastic, duct tape, ribbon, a needle and thread, and glue. I start by making a sweater for a doll using a pair of fun socks. Using the same ideas from our doll Christmas sweater video, I cut a portion of the sock. For a smaller doll like a 10 to 12 inch, I can use one sock for the torso. However, for an 18 inch, I will need two. Turn them so the good side is on the inside. Cut the top corners at an angle. Cut the leftover sock into two pieces. Turn them inside out. Cut one side at an angle to match the top of the sweater. Use the top cuff for the bottom. Cut off pieces from the matching sock for the collar, and cut rectangles, fold them in half with the good side facing out for the cuffs. Take the cuff with the good side facing up, line up the raw edges with the bottom of the sleeve, use a needle and thread to sew a straight line across. To attach the cuff, fold the sleeve in half with the good side on the inside, sew a straight line along the bottom edge, turn it inside out, place it in the body of the sweater, lining up the raw edges, sew a straight line around the armhole, repeat on the other side, turn the sweater right side out, take the band for the top of the sock, turn it inside out, then place it over the bottom of the sweater. Line up the raw edges, sew a straight line all the way around, then flip it over to show a clean edge. Stretch out the opening for the neck, stretch the band for the collar. With the good side facing down, place it at the top of the sweater, line up the raw edges, and sew it into place while keeping the material stretched. This gives the top an elastic stretch so that it can fit over the doll's head, so it can be placed on the doll just like a normal sweater. However, depending on the doll, I may choose to cut a small line in the back, sew around the raw edge, sew a hook and eye onto the back of the collar, so it can be closed. When making the sweater from two pieces, first I sew on the bottom edge, then lay them good side to good side. Starting under the arm, sew along the side. Then continue just as before to make the sweater. Now I cut a rectangle of fabric. If using a sewing machine, sew a zigzag stitch across the top and bottom, hem the bottom, lay a piece of elastic along the top, fold it over and sew a straight line across. Turn it over so the good side is facing up, then fold it in half, pull the elastic to gather the top, then sew a straight line down the side, making sure to sew the elastic in place. Trim off the excess, turn it inside out to make her skirt. Cut a piece of ribbon, sew or glue elastic to the ends to make a headband. Cut thin pieces of a metallic duct tape. Using a pin, put two squares on the doll's teeth if they are visible, then a small strip across, taking care not to scratch the doll. To make braces, add a toy pig to make the look of Mabel Pines. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
From the Disney Channel animated series, Gravity Falls, we are going to make Journal 3 using cardstock, scrapbook paper, computer paper, a cup of tea, paint, jump rings, binder clips, and glue. Make a cup of black tea and allow the water to cool and steep until concentrated. Brush the tea onto a piece of computer paper, then allow it to dry. To make the paper look aged, cut the paper into even strips. Fold them in half, stack them together, and I like to use binder clips to hold the pages in place. Apply glue to the folded edge, then gently smooth it out, making sure it gets between the folded edges. Then apply a few more binder clips to make them lay flat. Cut a piece of cardstock to fit around the paper. Make creases for the spine, make small tears at key spots, glue scraps of paper behind it, followed by another layer of cardstock carefully cut to fit the sides and spine of the book. Once glued inside, cut metallic gold paper, glue it to the corners, add strips of gold paper to the spine, cut the shape of a hand out of gold paper, and here's a tip on how we cut out the shape of the hand. First cut a rectangle, round one end, make a small cut for the top of the thumb, then turn and make small cuts from the top like triangles. Then trim them to the desired height to make the hand. With one too many fingers. Cover the outside of the book with a clear glue like Mod Podge. Place the cutout into the glue. Place a few strands of thread through a jump ring. Braid the thread. Add a drop of glue to the center of the ring on a non-stick surface. Glue it inside the book, along with another braid of string. Glue the pages to the spine. Use binder clips to hold it in place. Glue the first and last page. Use craft paint to paint a number on top. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
I'm like an alien in love.
I am going to make a costume for a doll using felt, embroidery floss, and a needle and thread. I start by cutting a rectangle of felt. Fold it in half. On the fold, cut a rounded triangle to make a wedge. On one side, cut off the end to make the pattern. Place the pattern onto felt, cut it out. Repeat to make more. For my doll, I need a total of 5. For the ears, I trace the bottom of a spool of thread, cut around it to make the ear shape. Use the pattern to cut 2 out of the same brown felt. 1, 2. Cut 2 more out of a lighter felt. 1, 2. This will be the front and the back of the ears. Stack them, lining up the edges. Use a needle and thread to sew a straight line all the way around the edge. Tie a knot the ends and trim off the excess. Turn them inside out. I cut an oval out of a cream-colored felt. Take 2 wedges and line them up at the edge. Sew a straight line along one edge using a needle and thread or a sewing machine. Open it. Decide where you would like the ears to go. Place them face down. Place another wedge on top, lining up the edges. I use pins to hold everything in place, and remember to always have adult supervision when working with sharp objects. Sew a straight line along the edge. Then when you flip it, you'll see the ear has been sewn into place. Repeat on the other side, and hopefully they end up in just about the same place. Take the oval, sew it onto the front with a needle and thread. Use a marker to plan out the nose, mouth, and eyes. Thread the needle with embroidery floss. Make small stitches over the lines drawn. This is probably the most time-consuming part of this project. Aww, it's a cute little bear face! Take the last wedge, place it onto the back, sew a straight line. To clean up the edges at the bottom, cut a strip of felt, place it along the bottom edge, sew a straight line. Flip it so the good side is on the inside. Line up the open edges, sew them together, trim off the excess, turn it, Inside out, tuck the bottom edge under, place it on the doll for a cute little animal mask. Get creative and make different animals so the dolls can have different looks. When paired with any outfit, it becomes an instant costume. Now Chloe and Sophie can look just like us when we wear our panda heads. We've been having a little fun with those on Musical.ly. Yeah, panda head dancing is kind of our thing.
You can turn me upside down, turn my heart in.
Thank you for joining us, and let us know what crafts you would like to see in the comments down below. And you're done.
Happy crafting! Sleep is for the dead, and love is for the wicked. Play me till I repeat the fate. Yeah, you can turn me upside down. Do it again, just do it again. You are what I need, don't you understand? We were made to...
I am going to make some fun, simple costumes for our dolls using felt, floss, needles, ribbon, scissors, and glue. I start by taking 2 pieces of white felt and 1 of yellow. Out of the white felt, I cut a wobbly circle shape. Use it as a pattern to cut 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stack 2. Use a needle and thread to sew a straight stitch going all the way around the edge. I stop, leaving just enough space so I can turn it inside out. Sew the opening closed, tie and knot the end, push the tail end of the thread inside the felt, coming out through the center, and trim off the excess. Repeat for the other 2 circles for the front and back of the costume. Next, I cut a circle of yellow felt that is a little smaller than the white part of the costume. Thread a needle with yellow thread, sew a straight stitch going all the way around, pull the thread to gather it, tie and knot it to hold it in place, use a pencil to lightly plan out a face, thread a needle with floss, sew over the lines drawn. First I use black thread, then I fill in the mouth using white. To make a cute little Gudetama face, place it onto the white felt, stitch around the edge, cut ribbon, glue the felt on the ends, making sure the doll's head can fit between the ribbon. Add a piece of ribbon to the side to make a Gudetama costume for our dolls. Now let's cut circles out of tan felt, cut another circle out of pink, sew the brown circles together just as before. Take the pink circle and cut a small hole out of the center. Cut the sides a little wobbly. Use floss to sew on sprinkles. Sew it onto the brown felt. I'm starting by sewing down the center first. Then I sew around the edges. Add ribbon to make a donut costume. Looking for a no-sew option? I'm using cream and brown felt. Out of the cream felt, I cut a rectangle with a rounded top. Use it as a pattern to cut 2. Glue them onto the brown felt. Cut them out, leaving a border around the edge to make toast. Let's give it a fun theme. Since our egg was Gudetama, let's make the toast Hirakuma. Add ribbon for a quick, cute costume. Wow, these costumes are perfect for Chloe and Sophie. A lazy egg and a relaxed bear. Toast. Now get creative and make tons of food-inspired costumes. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to post a pic of your doll food-inspired costume using #MyFroggyStuffFanPics. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff and the Frog Vlog. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
joining us for this My Froggy Stuff mashup. Let us know what mashups you would like to see in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at My Froggy Stuff and the Frog Vlog. And we will see you next time.